Hello, and welcome back to Monster Train. In the last episode, I said this thing to you. It was a very silly thing for me to say. I said that I had messed with my noise gate and because I noticed that I was getting cut off when streaming, and it was hopefully better. What I actually did when I said I messed with it is I made it significantly worse. I accidentally pushed the noise gate so that it would shut me out after 26 decibels instead of open up, I guess. I don't know exactly how to word it, but I pushed my noise gate in the wrong way is what you need to know. So I was getting cut off in that last video more than I needed to because a lot of the times my voice tends to drop a little lower when I'm speaking and it gets cut off by noise gates. However, I have remedied that. I also added on another filter, added on a noise suppression filter. It was very quick. It took like 2 clicks, and the thing that I read about noise gating also mentioned something about noise suppression, so I figured I'd put it on because why not? I don't really notice a difference, but now it's there, so, you know, cool. Hopefully I sound a little better in some regard. I don't really know how much it's going to change, but I'm going to probably read a little more about audio after I finish recording this video. Anyway, before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Actually, let me know how I sound though, because like, tell me if I sound different compared to previous videos. It's something where like, if you've watched the last 150 episodes of Monster Train, and I sound slightly different in this one, you'll probably pick it up, whereas I listen to myself and I go, yeah, there I am. That's me. I don't watch these videos. I don't think many creators watch their own videos. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's begin. We have Architect Talos, Shadow Arcus, and Diligent Seraph. Cool. Not Patient, I like that. Although Diligent, I'm starting to think Diligent might be my least favorite. It's close between Diligent and Patient. Diligent's just really annoying at this point. I find it really annoying to fight this Seraph. For a while I thought it was Sap Seraph, but I don't think it's Sap Seraph anymore. That's my least favorite of the base 3. Patient Seraph's on he's like leagues above the others in my opinion. Or you have the perfect deck and hard counter him and it's a walk in the park. I think that I hated Chased more at the start of my time with Monster Train, but now I feel pretty good about fighting Chased, and that just leaves Diligent, and I go, yep, I am being killed by curses again, haha. Very fun. Okay, and then we have Sharpen, Fortify, Invigorating Solution, just making sure I lock in which Arcus this is. It's Curse Spell. Good to keep in mind. Oh, baby. I mean, it's never Cleansing Water here, I'll give it to you straight. I feel like Refracting Lenses is the relic that I underrate the most. Oh, no. No Strangler today. I'll take Predator here. Refracting Lenses is nuts, but it doesn't offer much in the early part of the game. What are my starts? 30? No healing. But I have torches. I'm okay to take this trial, I think. You pick up a sweeper here and you get really happy. It's worth it for the unit draft. Although I might just take a ton. But yeah, I underrate refracting lenses quite a bit, I think. And it's just, I like relics that give immediate power so that I can feel good about this trial. Like, I want this trial to be a guarantee. I want this trial to not be a question mark. And I want to leave this combat with that unit draft, basically. I'm going to play it like this. And I don't want to have the, oh, are we going to take a bunch of damage here? Sort of question looming over me. The answer is, maybe, but probably not. The extra armor is going to be a lot, but depends on how many of these we ping off, I guess. I can trade 3 health. What's our next turn looking like? So this is the cycle. I can do a half measure here. If I ping off this Clergyman, then we take nothing. And I ping 2 of these. And we hope to pull a torch out of these 4 cards that we draw. Excellent. Okay, we were fine. We were always fine. Alright, great news. And refracting lenses, I mean, refracting lenses does give us a little bit of power in the early game in that it passively heals us with a starting consume card. Very nice. Oh. You got a Razor Sharp Edge and a Wildwood Sap. These are both very good and very different cards. This is a tough one. I wish I could see the unit draft. I think I lean towards Razor Sharp Edge. Typically with Wendleton, when you go quick, the plan is to just outpace your boss. Like, you want to kill him in 3 or 4 rounds, typically. Wildwood Sap means that we can move towards a different plan, though. Actually, you know, yeah, I think I will go Wildwood Sap because I can duplicate it like 3 or 4 times, and then it's the plan, and that's easy. And it's a bunch of consume spells for Diligent Seraph, and it's Pyre Healing. So I think it's right. Hornbreak Vent. I shouldn't need Vent on this run, because I should see a sweep unit at some point. I hope. And I wish I could have seen Ascend. Making a big Ascend floor would have been cool. I'm gonna go left, so I don't want to grab Branded Warrior here, I don't think. If the banner that I was going to were a Hellhorned banner, I would just take Branded Warrior, because he's probably the best unit in Hellhorned. But we're gonna look, multi-strike plus 25. Yeah, I should have taken Brandon. Animus of Will. I didn't take Razor Sharp Edge, so she's a lot worse. So I'll take Husk Hermit. And Husk Hermit is more or less ideal for the run. I'll see another Steel Shop at some point. It's interesting because I can just take Multi-Strike here. So Multi-Strike is worse than plus 10, but it's here right now. And you might be thinking, why not roll? And the answer to that question is, if I roll and this is just like a plus 25 spikes 4 again, it is very sad. The big thing about taking Frenzy Stone right here is I never have to path into another Steel Shop. I have the plan and I just have to follow it. The plan being to buff Wendleton and heal Husk Hermit. Regen Husk Hermit. We have a good amount of buffs too, so we just hit every magic shop. And I'm trying to think of if there's a downside to just going multi-strike here. I really don't think there is. He'll kill every backliner in the game. Yeah, bar none, he gets all of them. I guess the Spikes trial makes it a little worse. I'm gonna take it because I need the money, but, you know, here's your downside. Spikes boss. It's not something that I'm too worried about, though. Gonna take some curses. So the floor looks like this now. Let me ping that. And the plan is a very simple... It's actually better to buff here, isn't it? You get twice as effective. Could have put a... I should put a Train Steward top floor. Save damage that way. Yeah, it's actually correct to buff on to Husk Hermit, interestingly enough. Eventually it becomes better to buff Wendleton, but for now it is Husk Hermit. Here goes all of that refracting lenses healing down the drain, and that's okay. I probably could have prevented some of this damage. I think I was able to prevent some of that damage if I had played a little smarter, but you know. If we see Razor Sharp Edge here, I think we're 100% to win this run. I would be surprised if we lost if we see Razor Sharp Edge here. Ah, too bad. So the problem that we're going to face is double heavies now, but we can get around it, I think. Oh, there's Hidden Passage. I could have taken the Branded Warrior. However, I think it's fine to have skipped him. Because, yeah, it's actually, we're going to want to set up bottom floor. So, you know. I think this is just a skip then. It's interesting because it's actually better to buff the Husk Hermit all the way until after Arcus, I believe. I'm gonna make root seeds free. We're gonna try doing the root seeds are free, and apparently I get to consume all my torches as well, which is very nice. And the idea here is make all the root seeds free, take draw, remove a bunch of cards. You know, simple stuff. Simple? We'll see how simple it really is. So the problem in this run is double heavies. The best clan to get an answer to double heavies is... Which clan gives a card that helps with heavies? It's either Umbra or Stygian. Stygian has Ice Empire and Siren Song, and then Umbra has Forever Consume Blazing Bolts. So it's a 50-50. The thing is, I'd rather go Umbra, because in Umbra, these cards can be played anywhere. Ice Empire is cheaper, but it has to be played top floor. So, I like this. And we have Dazed Talos. I feel good. I feel really good about this run. I would feel if I had won the, because it was basically a coin toss. Not really, I guess. But knowing what I know now, it was a coin toss, I guess, is how you can look at it. Where I picked one of Wildwood Sap or Razor Sharp Edge, and then one of them showed up later. And if I had picked Razor Sharp Edge instead of Wildwood Sap, I would have it, right? I wouldn't have taken, or I would have Wildwood or Razor Sharp Edge right now, and I'd have Wildwood Sap. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Oh, we're quick though, so we go first, right? Good. I didn't play the sap, so it's fine for me to do this. I can just play the sap next time around. We have really good draw because of the root seeds and the invigorating solution. We're drawing 10 cards this turn. There's no fear about Talos on this run. We're pretty strong for this timing. And now I just play Wildwood Sap. And we are hopefully cruising. I'll take my damage if you don't mind. I know that Forever Consume was more damage, but only one of those cards healed me. Cool. And we're basically full health. Excellent. Definitely worth energy, and then we remove the Train Stewards and start to approach something pretty good here, I believe. Spreading spores. So you know what's a really interesting idea that I've had here? And it hinges, of course, on this Dark Forge, but if I pick Strangler, I could go Spreading Spores and just out-heal all of the damage that Husk Hermit would do. Either way, I think Spreading Spores is good. It's good into Diligent. It's a good win condition for bosses where we're kind of going to be struggling. Well, we're not struggling for bosses, I don't think. The regen plan is up and running, so it's really just a matter of, does this help us with heavies enough? And the answer is, yeah, it's good enough if we go against, or if we get Strangler, right? I think if we get Strangler, all of our problems are solved. I'll take it. I'll take it. Shattered Shell, interesting. Too late for Shattered Shell, though. I don't need a unit. And I will take energy. Alright. So we're going to go heavy on removals to get rid of all of the bad units. We need to keep some spells, although less so now that we have... shame about that magic shop being so late. But now that we have Spreading Spores, it's less concerning for Diligent. But I don't have to path into this steel shop, right? I don't have to go there for a +10, and I didn't have to for a while, but eventually I'd be missing this to go to this steel shop, right? Or I would be going to this one. I guess this one isn't bad, so maybe if I had planned all the way ahead, I could have rationalized it. Vapor Funnel's good. Yeah, I'm not taking anything else on this run. I'm pretty sure you can win off of this. No Strangler, which is fine. No Strangler is truly fine. It's to be expected. +6. We're quick. And we should punch through this really well. Vapor Funnel is a big pickup as well. If we get Heaven's Gold, we do just win, so it might not be bad to look for a few more I don't know why I wanted to call them an... I was about to say you want to look for a few more arenas? That's not right. Look for events. Arenas. Ridiculous. Just forever consume this guy away. I buff and then I forever consumed him. And it really is, there's no reason to buff Wendleton. I guess there is if I'm worried about the boss killing me, which I'm not really. It's just better to buff here then, I believe. Oh, he's dying to the spikes. That makes sense. It's fine. Yeah, it's a little better, but this guy is going to potentially go by me here, which is a little concerning. Yeah, 46 isn't ideal. Hopefully we hit forever consumed next turn. Even if we don't, our Pyro's full health and we heal a ton, so we can just ignore heavies. Oh yeah, he doesn't even hurt us, so it doesn't matter. Probably even better just to forever consume this floor. You can play 1 root seeds and then play it for 60. And yeah, it's like 80. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, we're absolutely fine. Vapor Funnel in the clutch. Thanks, Vapor Funnel. Our Pyre is just gonna look super healthy, and then we're eventually going to die to heavies or be completely fine. It's weird because we're playing like a sort of spikes build. You see this? Where we just have 10 spikes here, and it's making a reasonable impact on combats. And once we make Spreading Spores not such a garbage card, it is also gonna look a little better. Oh no, I'm feeling really good about this run. This one has like, runs where I have a well-defined plan from the beginning are runs that I feel pretty confident in. I'll take Ensnare here. It's a good card to burn the Diligent Seraph, and it's also good against heavies, especially with our setup. Tiresome Climb can be good, but we don't need it. Like, Tiresome Climb's a bait, kind of. It's like it's a pseudo Siren Song. Lets you ascend you into the Pyre, and then they take days 3 through Vapor Funnel. But we don't need that. Move these Train Swords, although I might leave 1 in. Nah. Maybe I could have left 1 in for the Collector on top floor plan, but it's kind of whatever. The Duplicate goes to... It maybe goes to Root Seeds, one of the free ones, because I don't need it to go to Wildwood Sap at this point because of Spreading Spores existing, but I can't put it on Spreading Spores yet. But I think that the regen that we're putting up is acceptable. I'm gonna do this and see how it goes. I like it. Root Seeds is solid. It's doing what we need here. This is the tester. I'm okay with the Spell Shield trial. The enemy that goes by is a Master of Light, and that unit will die to the Pyre after doing a very small amount of damage. Assuming anything gets to go by even. There's no reason for us to not play top floor. For translation, we should always play top floor here. There's no negative. Oh, there's 1 negative. That's just a coin flip though. That one's actually a coin flip. It's not just me saying the words coin flip. That one truly is a coin flip. It's worth it to play these now. Oh, I can root him. That's right, that works. Should put the armor here. There's no reason to armor a unit that's going to regen all of the damage it takes anyway. So I may as well put the armor onto Wendleton. On this one, maybe it is better to be on Wendleton with the Root Seeds. Because it's the same amount of damage added until he gets Multi-Strike 2, but maybe he gets 1 extra round and that means more against Self-Made Harpy. How scared am I of Self-Made Harpy though? Not really that scared, because we're gonna have the Spreading Spores going. But like, there's no reason for me not to, I guess, is the thing. The pivot here is fine. We take nothing from that. Very nice. It's just a matter of if Self-Made Harpy smashes us now. That's all. All you gotta worry about. I will put sharpens on Husk Hermit because I want the thorns, the spikes. One off. It's fine. It doesn't actually matter. Right, this is the only floor that is threatened to do more damage because I took this trial, and taking pyre damage, especially that little amount, doesn't matter. All that matters here is regen. And so we use the root seeds, and this is going to be the idea. It's much better when we get our card down to 0 cost, our spreading spores down to 0 cost. We're just going to play spreading spores onto our tank and then play all of the free root seeds that we made. I want sharpen, right? And we're just going to spam regen and hope it's enough. And it should be enough. Although Self-Made Harpy does pace a lot of damage. I should be armoring Husk Hermit, actually. Alright, I don't think we'll die here, but it's possible. But I'm pretty sure we're fine. Oh yeah, we're fine. It's very scary because any other boss at this time in the on floor 5, and you're regenning 15 is 2 to 4 free rounds, right? But Self-Made Harpy does actually get damage in on us through the regen, right? However, at the same time, Self-Made Harpy takes a ton of spikes damage, so it's fine. Another Cycle of Life. I passed this card before. It's not terrible since your tank only has 55 health, but with the quick, I don't think I need Cycle of Life here. I think I'm okay without it. I don't want Pyrogrow either. I'm gonna skip. It's fine. Dark Deal's interesting, isn't it? Rage is really weird in this respect because if I take this, I guess I should take this. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm not 100% convinced that Dark Deal is good here, but at the very worst, it's just another torch that does a little more damage. I'm not certain of it, though. Ah, Light's Gift is completely worthless, and Thorn's Casing is also worthless. Light's Gift is potentially harmful, so I'll take Thorn Casing. Is that one. Remove 2 torches now. I'm okay with removing torches into, like, we're okay. We have Spreading Spores. It's not that big of a deal. Just make this free. Add another +20 consume, our final torch. To get +20 consume. I don't like holdover here that much. I'd rather make it free. Okay, +10 we don't want. I guess I can hold over Dark Deal. Okay, I need to add some sort of healing for... it's pretty good, it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I think that removes the downside of it. The downside of Dark Deal is that Rage 7 isn't really enough to keep you going. But, you know, Rage like 28, all of a sudden we're talking real numbers here. Card removal's a little awkward at this point. I think I shouldn't. I think I just sit on all this money. Okay. I think that if I remove cards, I'm a little worried about Diligent, and also none of those cards are that bad. Everything just kind of needs cost downs. And then we're cruising. Oh, Arcus. At least the space loss also happened here, so I don't have to be too upset. It's just gonna be a bunch of curses that we shouldn't have had to have taken here. But we have the energy, so... I'm gonna go ahead and Dark Deal here for now, and then hopefully we pick up something to heal our boy with. But it's kind of weird, isn't it? The Dark Dealing. Put you with an armor 5. I could ping both of these. Is there a downside? I really don't think there is. Only downside I can think of is like my pyre is I should take pyre damage so that I can get value out of the pyre healing. I don't know. That's all that I can think of about it. I'm sure we're fine. Just keep pinging them. There's no reason to take it. Now, I'm not planning on tanking heavies as my pyre plan on this run currently. Right now we're planning on just hyperscaling a unit with this Dark Deal, which is doable. It's doable and it's looking pretty good, I gotta say. Just play Root Seeds. 9 card draw. I mean, I'm feeling okay. Once I duplicate Spreading Spores, I'll feel even better. And we take draw from this combat as well, because there's no doubt in my mind that we are out of here. And as I mentioned before, since he's healing, it's a waste of armor to put armor on the front unit here, because he's healing all of the damage he's taking. Also, I'm doing all of the damage he's taking. But yeah, this is good scaling. This is scaling that I'm happy with. But also, this is your best case, right? We pulled Dark Deal turn 1. So this isn't exactly indicative of what we're going to be seeing here. However, I'm not going to complain either way. This guy's basically solo carrying. He is more or less the entire run, and I'm down with that. I will throw him some armor now, because actually, yeah, I mean, it's no, doesn't really matter all that much. You just put the Dark Deal, so the idea is basically, if the regen is going to overflow, right? So if you're healing more than he's taking in a round, then there's no reason to put armor on him, right? Whereas, because I would just be wasting it. If the regen is not going to overflow, as is the case with Arcus, who's doing 25 when we're doing 12 regen, you put armor on him so that it softens the impact of the blow. Instead of taking 13 for the round, he only takes 8. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, quick tome, huh? Oh, well. I'm something of quick myself. Do I want to take Dark Deal number 2? I think it's okay. I think it's fine. And we'll take draw. 25 cards right around here. 24, 25-ish. When you have a good plan, it's nice to just go in on it. I don't want removals. I'm gonna go right and grab a trinket here. Oh man. Ashes of the Fallen, Railhammer. It's like the 2 nuts relics for Hellhorned, but for the wrong archetype. Give me something else. Take Channel Heart, put together all the Sting relics. I'll take the spikes damage, it's good. I don't like Priory's Cloak. I really think that Priory's Cloak is just terrible. It's really bad. That's all I can say for it. It's really bad. Thornward, so I could have taken the Stings, but I'm gonna take Predator 3. Because now we're going to scale Thornward, which is weird also. This should be fine. It's only the first round we have to worry about. Yeah, so now it's weird because I have to put some of my, I have to split some of my regen, or I guess I just use the fortifies to make the difference up here. I don't need to play this set, there's no reason to. It's the first 2 rounds, by the way, it's not just the first round that I need to be worried about. So yeah, the fortifies are going to be what makes up our difference here, I suppose. And it's no longer a sweep sort of situation. Throw you a Root Seeds and then we'll just pop 90 here. I'm not worried about taking any damage on this combat because we are full up on health. I'm worried about this weird, like this weird having to split our focus between the two sources, right? Because eventually he dies, but I only need to throw him healing when he's not, or when he's about to die, basically. But also, it's fine because of Fortify, Like, it's very strange. I've never, in all of my time playing this game, I've never really pieced together the fact that Fortify is exactly as much damage as Dark Deal and Branding Right. Like, it's just now clicking into place of like, oh yeah, they are the same amounts. Huh. It's like if I'm fortifying every turn, it doesn't really matter the order. If I'm just fortifying him every turn or every other turn, he's scaling, more or less. I just want to Ensnare for the +1 draw. Ensnare's a pretty bad card here. I'm worried about this regen number because it's not looking too good here. It's looking like a 6, but once we duplicate Spreading Spores, and also the idea behind Spreading Spores is that it ramps out of control in those last few rounds, right? The other thing is, I don't really have to worry. I guess we're either going to win by a landslide through Spreading Spores, or we're going to be killed. And I think we should. My past experiences with Spreading Spores are such that, you know, I believe that it looks bad, and then you have 2 or 3 turns that will go something like this, and then you go, oh yeah, it's okay. Diligent Seraph makes it a little harder, though, I will say. But we should walk out of here, no problem. Yeah. So we'll see. I have to go wherever the duplicate is. And yeah. We look for a few of the... Oh, hi. It's Adaptive Mutation. And I'm playing Rage. God damn it. I thought I would... Right when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. It's just so funny. Oh god. I'm gonna take Rage Serum. It's Rage and it's a card to consume for Diligent. God damn it. Alright. I wonder if I dupe the adaptive here. If I get a remove consume, I don't have to. Okay. Yeah, adaptive. Hello, it's me. Hey, remember when I was the guy from the YouTube that does the infinites? I haven't been that guy for a while because I haven't seen many infinites. Now I'm just that guy from the YouTube who plays Rage Adaptive Mutation every run. I play it even when I don't have green-red, but today I have green-red, so I am blessed. Alright, well. That is just, like, truly, that is hilarious. I don't know what else to say about that. It's just really funny. Wing Clippings is nice, but maybe not what I want. I have a lot of consume spells to thin this deck out, but it is Diligent Seraph, so the Wing Clippings can clutch, but it shouldn't need to. I don't think I need it to. But then again, I'm just gonna walk into this Seraph with so much money if I don't do something about it. Because I have, like, we can support both plans. Because I have the remove consume on that adaptive, I'm fine to take a second Spreading Spores. I don't know, it doesn't matter. It probably matters a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna remove Ensnare. I don't like what this card's doing for us here. It's basically just a card that I use to draw one more card next turn, but instead of that I could just play Ensnare. And you may be thinking, well, isn't that what Root Seeds does? Yeah, it does, but Root Seeds gives +2. That's meaningful. Ensnare's effect is worthless. Nah. Double stack. I'll put a -1 into Sharpen. +10, double stack. It's like, it's really just a lot of why bothers here. I'll do this. Although this is -1 energy every turn, I wonder if that... Does that concern me? Not really. The first time around the deck it might be a little bit bad, but eventually it's fine. Take a +10 here, I guess. Or just it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I'm not going to remove any more cards, Diligent Seraph, etc., etc. So I'll just go spend it on... This is really bad, so I'll take Hell Pact. But I think that these two actively are negatives. So let's go. 385 gold. I just saved a bunch of gold for the next run on this one. Strange. Alright. Feeling good. Space loss not on bottom 4. Very nice. Play your Husk Hermits. You play your Wendletons. And we are gonna maybe take some damage from this enemy. It is, I would say, likely. I'm not worried about it though. The bottom floor setup is unfortunate, of course. I wasn't gonna set up mid floor or anything like that, and we're just gonna let these guys go if they spawn up there. It doesn't matter. Here we go again. Oh boy, here I go adaptive mutating again. It's like, yeah, it is probably correct. I'm gonna go with a sure. And then, yeah. You're dead, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna have so much health it doesn't matter, right? So 15, no wait, you die for free, that's right. Cool. The downside of that adaptive mutation is I didn't consume a torch, but it's probably good because Diligent Sarah. Not 100% certain. I will consume a Root Seeds here. That seems to be the optimal consume target. Once you get the number of spreading spores to where you're going out of control, in my opinion, it is it's when you get to the 4th spreading spores is where you start to really see the scaling go nuts. When you play your 4th spreading spores, your next time, like when 4 spreading spores on your first time, next time through the deck, right? So like when I play these 4 spreading spores, the turn after that is, or the time through the deck after that gets to be very big, and then if you play another 4, it gets to be even larger. Because you know it's scaling where it doubles every time you play it. So you start at 1, then you play 2 on the next time through your deck, and then you play 4. And then you play 8, and then if you get another time through the deck, you play like 1,000,000. And by 1,000,000, I mean 16, but you know. 16 is a lot of regen. Hey, are you that guy from the YouTube who plays the Rage adaptive mutation runs? Yeah, I guess I am. I guess I am. I could say I took no damage on this run, however that would be incorrect. I am taking damage, the game isn't going to register it as me taking damage because of the fact that I healed all the damage back in each combat, but I did take some damage on this run. But we came really close to taking no damage on this entire run. If I were a little more interested in that sort of a statistic, I would have taken 0 damage on this run. However, I am not. It's just interesting to note. This run's very strong. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't... You know, it's like I could Roosies before, Roosies after. I thought about it for a second as I looked at that and I was like, well, +2, +4. Oh wait, it doesn't fucking matter. Oh wait. Who cares? And the adaptive mutation actually did a pretty good job of making a difference on this run. We would have still won, but because the big thing here, if I were all in on regen and I stopped to think about it a little more, I would have played top 4. Although the top 4 setup would have also been negative, so I probably would have had to have removed more cards and played smarter about it. Adaptive mutation meant that I didn't have to think that much, but I probably would have lost this without it, because what would have happened on this run if I didn't take adaptive mutation there is I would have... it would have been close, is what I would say. Because what I would have done here is I would have come in here and I would have blindly set up bottom floor, and I would have played it out thinking I was going to generate enough regen off of spreading spores when I was not going to because I wasn't consuming enough cards. But then again, I didn't consume enough cards because I played adaptive mutation on those turns, so it's kind of close. I probably would have wanted to play middle floor if I didn't pick up adaptive mutation, but, you know, Rage adaptive mutation. It's just my life now. This is who I am. It is unfortunate. But we take those. It's a good run. It's a run where we probably would have had like a 15 card deck if it wasn't Diligent Seraph, because I would have just removed everything. All the Sharpen's gone. The Fortify's probably gone. Although I probably would have kept them in reality, but like excess Root Seeds gone. The other garbage spells in that run out. But because it was Diligent Seraph, we had to make a little more of a cohesive deck. But maybe I kept too many cards. It's interesting. That run might have lost because I kept too many cards. Had I lost, but Adaptive Mutation, so, you know. That's me, I'm the guy who plays Adaptive Mutation now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, do not forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.